Hello guys, welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Kobe and this is SkyTech Digital. Now in this video I'm going to show you how I created this sticky sidebar navigation over here. So as you can see over here, you have a logo over here. It's also having a search bar, and then the navigation comes over here, and then you display some social icons over here. Now it works perfectly fine. Now if you scroll, this is how it really works. It's very sticky, and then it will run through your whole website. Now of course this website is just a one page website. Now if you want to learn how to I created this one, I'll leave a link in the description and then you check it out. Now as you can see, if I click on it, it will have to move to wherever I have to go. If I click on this one also, it goes. If I click over here, it goes. If I click over here, it also move to wherever it's supposed to move to. So basically this is just a one page website, and then it is having a sticky navigation over here. Now this sticky navigation idea can be used to it can be used to design every kind of website that you want, okay, whether it is a one page or multi-page website. So without wasting my time, let's jump into the video and I'll show you how I created this sticky navigation for free. Of course it is for free. We don't use any pro thing. Everything we use was a free plugin that we use to design it. So let's head over and then jump into the designing aspect of the video. Alright guys, so this is the homepage that we want to turn into a sidebar sticky navigation homepage. So more or less like we want to change this one over here and then bring it this side, just like I showed you from the beginning of this video. So as you can see, this is how it looks like. It's pretty nice though, but then I just want to show you how you can also make it like a sidebar navigation. So to start with, we want to go to our dashboard. Now as you can see, to be able to bring the sidebar over here, make sure that your content over here, the sidebar doesn't, or the navigation doesn't really cover the content. Okay, so as you can see, if I bring the sidebar over here, definitely it's going to cover this content over here. So I have to restructure my content very well. So I am going to edit with Elementor over here and then restructure my content so that it's not going to affect the sticky navigation that we're going to create. So like if you've watched this video before, I created this using Elementor, this page using Elementor. So I'm going to go straight to the editing side and then re-edit it in such a way that it doesn't really conflict with the sidebar that we are going to create. So over here I just want to, just like I have done with this one, as you can see, this content is what is not, it wouldn't really affect the sidebar. So the same way is what I'm going to do this one. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to click over here. I'm going to click on this 6 dots navigation over here, and as you can see, I have make sure that this one is set to 1140, and then also come over here and then just reduce the content a little bit. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go over here, okay, and then I will make this one 30, and then also I'll turn this one also to let's say 30, or even I'll change this one to 40, okay, so that the other side is going to be like, I'll change this one to 40 and then this one also to 30, so that the rest will be like 20%. So it's going to be something like this. Okay, now what I'm going to do is I will click on this particular 6 dot over here, and then with this over here, the justify and center and all those things, I'm going to place it to the end, okay, so that it will shift to this side. Okay, so it should shift a little bit to this side so that whenever I place this one over here, wouldn't affect whatever I do over here. And then I also reduce the text a little bit. So the typography, I'm going to reduce the size to, let's say, 35. Okay, so 35. Okay, so now I think this is what's quite okay, and I can, go ahead and then just right click over here, copy this one. Okay, or not even copy, because if I say I'm going to copy and paste, it's going to bring all the color and everything over here. So I'm going to change everything. Okay guys, so what I'm going to do is I'm also going to edit this whole session and other stuff so that it will fit perfectly with what I did over here. So the same way, I'm going to click on this one. So click on this one, and then also come to put it at the end over here, and then I'm going to go to this place, change this one to also 40. Okay, come over here, and then let's say make this one 20, and also click here and make it, let's say, 20. Okay, so it's going to be similar to this one. So this one is 2020, and then let me see, come over here, push it to the side. Now let me look at this one also. This one is also 30, and this one is 40. So yeah, and this one is what, 2020, which is 2020, which is what, 40, and this one is also what, 40. So I'm going to make this one 35. Okay, let's say 35. Yeah, and then reduce this one a little bit to let me see, let me just reduce this one to the 35. Okay, it's gonna be something like this. And then over here, since this one is what, this one is 40, I'm gonna make this one also let's say 35. Okay, yeah, so that it's gonna be like a little bit okay somehow. I'll do the same thing to also this one. I'm gonna come over here, put this one to the end, and then change this one to let's say maybe 40, and then this one is going to be 30. Okay, so it's gonna be something like this. So then let me increase this one a little bit and make this one also 35, and then this one also 45. So yeah, it's gonna be something like this. So 35, 45, and then I'll reduce this typography size. So I'm going to reduce the typography size to 35. Yeah, or if I like, I can just increase this one to, let's say, 40. Yeah, so that it's going to be somehow nice. So if I increase this one to 40, then I'm going to increase this one also to 40. Let me see. Yeah, then let me also increase this one also to 40. Okay, so it's perfect. Everything is working perfectly fine. I'm going to do same to this one also. I'm going to give this one also, I'm going to give it like a 40. I'm going to go over here, give this one 20, give this one also 20, and then I'll click over here and put them at the end. So let me see this one. Oh, this one didn't change, so I'm going to change it to 20. So yeah, so it's going to be something like this. Perfect. The same way I'm going to do to this one. So I'm going to put this one to the end, justify the content to the end, and then I'll come over here, give this one as 40, and then give this one also maybe 40. Okay, so it's going to be something like this. So perfectly well, I could just update it. Okay, now if I do my my sidebar and then it doesn't really fit well, I'll still come over here and then do some few changes in it. Okay, so perfectly well. Now I'm going to go straight away to the dashboard, and then start to create my sidebar. Now, to be able to create the sidebar navigation, what we have to do is to add a plugin. So I'm going to hover on plugins over here, and then click on add new plugin. Now what we're going to install is we're going to install Elementor Header and Footer Builder. Okay, so Elementor Header, just search for Elementor Header and Footer Builder. Okay, so this one over here, and then install it. So that is what we're going to use to create our sidebar navigation. So I'm going to activate this one over here. So now that it is activated, the next thing I have to do is to click on the settings of it. So I'm going to click on settings, or you can go to appearance, and then you see Elementor Header and Footer over here. Now as you can see, this is what we have over here. Now what we're going to do is we're going to click on add new over here, and then we're going to build we're going to create a blog. Okay, so that is perfectly what we are going to create a custom blog template, and that is what we're going to. So let's call this one, let's say sidebar navigation. Okay, and then the template type, we want to choose custom blog. Okay, and then the default template, make sure that you make it Elementor canvas. Okay, so then click on publish to publish it. Now that it is published, we're going to use Elementor to edit it. Okay guys, so once we are over here, we want to create. Now I am using the Elementor Flex containers to be able to on this particular website. So if you are not using it, you can go ahead and then activate it. Now of course you can also be able to use the old system of sessions to be able to create this this sidebar. It is not difficult to do. Okay, yeah, but if you are using the Flexbox also, you can you can follow. You can still activate the Flexbox by going to the backend to activate it. Now let's use this one over here. So I'm going to choose this first container. Okay, so the direction column, which is the down direction column, that is what I'm going to use. Now once I'm over here, what I'm going to do is I'm going to just go to advanced, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to just give it a little bit of a padding. So I'm going to give the top 90, the bottom 150, and then 150, and then the side and side 50, and then 50. Okay, so somehow like this. Now over here, I'll click over here, or let me just choose a style for it. So I'm going to go to style over here, and then with the background color, I'm going to choose this background for it. So I'm just going to choose some kind of like a blue purple something like that, just to make sure that I have that kind of purplish, is it purplish or pepperish or whatever it is. So just a purple color. Okay, something like a bluish purple color, something like this. Okay, so I think this one is quite okay for me. I'm good to go. Now what I'm going to do over here is I'm just going to bring the logo, and then all the other things that is supposed to come in it. So I'll click on this one and then search for logo, and then drag in this logo. Okay, so this is my logo. Okay, this one, of course you can decide to use a custom image for it. It depends on you, but this is my logo, and this is what I'm going to use. And then I also drag in the navigation. So I'm going to use the navigation over here, drag in the navigation over here. Now this is the navigation. Okay, so with this navigation you can choose whatever navigation that you have on your website, the menu that you created, and then the last menu, how do you want it? Do you want it to be a button or a default? I'm just going to leave it as a default, and then enable the schema. If you want to enable the schema, you enable it. But over here, let's go to layout, and then the layout, what we want to do is to make sure that it is vertical. Okay, so that is exactly what we want. We want it to be vertical. And then if you want sub menus and arrows and all those things, you can, you know, choose it to happen. But then we're going to leave it like that. Now the next one is we're going to go to style over here and then style the menu so that the color matches perfectly well with our background. So with the text one, I'm going to just give it white over here. I'm not going to change typography. I'm not going to waste my time on this one. And then I think that's all. So the next one is I'm going to bring in search bar. Okay, so I want to bring in search bar. So you can decide to add a search bar to it wherever you want to place it. So let's say I want to place it in between the navigation and then the logo. Okay, so I want to place it over here so that it comes before the navigation comes. And then the next one too I want to do is I want to search for you know, social icons. Okay, so I'm going to bring in social icons to over here. Okay, so you can you can put in your social icons. I'll place it at the left, align it at the left. You can adjust the size and all those things. Okay, so I'm going to make it like a 15, or let's say 20. Okay, so 20 is quite okay for me. So let me go over here and then go to advanced over here. Then let me say unlink all the patterns, unlink all the margins. Okay, and then let me just give it a left margin of, let's say, -20, so that it's aligned perfectly well with this one. Okay, so if not -20, let's say 15. Yeah, so this one is quite okay for me. Now that I have this one done, I think I'm good to go. I'm ready to you know, use this blog as a sidebar widget. So I'll just update this one over here, and then I can be able to go back to my you know, view the page or exit to the dashboard. So now we have this one created. So now that we have this one created, now of course you can copy the short code over here. Okay, so I'm going to copy this short code. So as you can see, every template that you create, every custom template that a custom blog that you create, you can you know, use it as a short code. Okay, you have a short code provided for you. So I'll copy the short code over here, and then I'll still click on add new to add a new, you know, template, and that is where we are going to add our header. Okay, so with this one I'll call it header sidebar. Okay, so I'll say header sidebar, and then the template we're going to call it header. Okay, and then where do you want to display this template? You know, I want to display it on in the entire site. So it depends on where you want to display it, but then I want it to display on entire. And then the user role, which user role do you want them to see this particular you know, sidebar or header? I want all of them to see it. Okay, so that is it. Now after that, I'm going to click on publish over here, and then I will go ahead and then edit this one also with Elementor. Now guys, as you can see, I'm going to choose a container for it. So I'm going to click on over here and then, you know, choose a container. I'm going to still choose this directional container for it. So this one over here, and then you can go ahead and then, you know, just do some few fixes with it. So if you think you want to make it full width, you can make it full width. Okay, you can, you know, style it and do anything that you want to do with it. If you want to go to it advanced and even give it a padding and all those things, you can of course do that. But since we've created the template, the blog already, what I'm going to do is I'm going to look for short code over here, drag in this short code over here, and then I am going to paste in this short code over here. So this is a short code. Now over here, what I'm going to do is I'm going to remove the padding from the main container. Okay, so when you go down, you see there is a padding of 20. What I want to do is I want to remove that you know, gap between all the elements, so I don't want any gap, okay, over here. So I think everything is cool and everything is okay. I can update it. Okay, now if I go to the website right now and then go and then check how the website really looks like, this is how it's going to this guy is going to turn out to be. It's going to cover the whole the whole page. Okay, so this is the header. Okay, as you can see over here, this is how the header really looks like. Okay, so but we can go ahead and then start to edit it to make sure that it fits well. So I'm going to go to advanced over here and then just remove all the padding from it. Okay, so that it's not going to have any padding. So if you come over here, you see that there is some kind of like a line or border or padding over here. Okay, so when I refresh it now, let's see if it will go away or not. So as you can see, there is no line or border over here, or there is no padding over here. Okay, so now we have our header done, but we want to make it a sidebar sticky, and that is not what we want. This is not what we want. Okay, so to do that, what we have to do is first of all, let's work with the how do you call it, the shortcode. Okay, so we're gonna go to the advance of the shortcode over here, and then what we are going to do is we will definitely position it fixed. Okay, want to position it fixed, and then with a fix, want it to be at the horizontal orientation, want it to be on the left. Okay, you can of course place it at the right, but I want it to be at the left. And then if you go up over here, the width, okay, want to change the width and then make it to a custom. Now over here we can make it like a 250. Okay, so oh, this is so let's make it like a 250 pixels. Okay, so 250 pixels is going to be something something like this. Okay, so it depends on what you want. Now let's update it and see how it looks like on the on the website. So we're going to refresh the website over here, and this is how it looks like. Okay, it's kind of like big, right? So as you can see, even though it is sticky, it is fixed, but it is still it is still big. Okay, so now let's see. So it is still it is still big, right? Yeah, everything is everything is big, everything is really big. Okay, so now let's go over here and then reduce it a little bit. Okay, so we're going to reduce it a little bit. Okay guys, as you can see over here, it looks really big over here, and it even covers all our all our our content over here. So that is not what we want. Okay, so it means that we need to reduce this one a little bit. So let's go back to our dashboard over here, and then our navigation. Okay, so our sidebar navigation over here, let's just edit it with Elementor. So I'm going to open it in a new page, a new tab over here, and then we try to edit reduce the size a little bit. Okay, so we're going to reduce the size a little bit. So basically I'm not sure it is this one. It is supposed to be this particular one over here, the one that we created the shortcode. Okay, so not the sidebar navigation, it is the header sidebar. Okay, so that is exactly what we want. So we want to reduce the width a little bit. First of all, let's go to the sidebar navigation over here and even reduce the size of this logo a little bit. So you can go to the logo width over here and then just make it like maybe a 70%. Okay, or let's say let's say a 60% or something like that. Okay, so that it's not going to be that much big. Okay, now let's go to the main where we place the shortcode. Okay, that is the header navigation, and then instead of the width to be 250, let's reduce it to be 200. I'm sure it's supposed to be 250, so 250 is it's quite all right because of the logo. That is why it was behaving that way. So let's just update it and then go back over here and then still refresh it and see how it is now. As you can see, it is now working perfectly for us. Okay, so as you can see over here, it works perfectly for us. So the only thing we need to do is we have to work on the content. Okay, so working on the content, you know how to do it. Just go to your home page over here. Now this is the home page. Make sure that you place the content in a way that it will be nice. So if you go to this side over here, which is the first container. Okay, so that is the first session over here. Let's go to it, advance over here, and then see, or even let's look at the justify. Okay, so go to the layout, and then with the justify, make sure that you place it to at the end. Okay, so we're going to position this one at the end. Okay, so as you can see, this is how it looks like, but we want it to be center, so we're going to put it at the center, and then we align. Let's try and see if the items will align at the end over here. Okay, so the items too will definitely align at the end, but the button will not really work for us. Okay, and that is why we still need to make sure that we position wherever it's supposed to position, but we can just drag it a little bit. Let's see if we can shift it a little bit to the other side and see. Let me just update this one and then refresh it so that the changes that we did from the beginning really reflect in this one. Okay guys, so right now what we have to do is to adjust or to style the whole thing, and then adjust the content so that it will be visible in the viewport. Okay, so for instance, if you look at it over here at the Elementor dashboard over here, you can see that it is not really visible. All the content are not really visible at the viewport, so we want to make sure that all the content are really visible at the viewport. All the ones which are hidden, like this one for instance, we want to make sure that everything is really visible. So what we're going to do is we're going to try and then edit the whole thing and then make sure that everything fits perfectly. Otherwise, the whole thing is the sidebar is really done. This is how the website looks like, but you have to make sure that you adjust your website settings to make sure that everything is really visible at the viewport, and that is what I want to do right now. So right now what I want to do is I want to click on this 6 dots over here, and then I'll go into the settings of the whole container over here. So I'm going to go to the advanced settings over here, and what I want to do is I want to push this one to the other side. Just give it, push it to this side a little bit. That is what I want to do. So I want to go to the 8 advanced settings, and then I'll make sure that I fix what I have to do. So as you can see, we have the padding over here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to give it a right, let's say a right padding of a -50, and see how it works. Okay, so it did not really work. Okay, so then I have to give it a left padding of what? Then I have to give it, let's say, a left padding of 50. Okay, so let's left padding of 50. Yeah, so let's do that one and see if it will work. So as you can see, it's moving. So we can also increase the padding to, let's say, 150, and let's see how it works. Okay, so we can even do it like a 250 or so. Okay, so I think 150 is quite okay, because if we save it and then we go to the front end, we will be able to see everything. Now let's go over here to this side also. Now this side we just have to do some small settings about it, and then I'm sure everything will work perfectly fine. So if you look over here, if you scroll down over here, just some few settings that we have to make sure that we do. So let's just, I'm going to bring the navigator on this side, and then I'm going to choose the container and I'm going to go into the container and then choose the first column container. That is this one. Now I'm going to give it the column width, instead of 40 I'm going to give it like a 35. Okay, so I think this one will fit perfectly well. Now the same way applies to what this one also. So I'm going to go to this side also, and then I'm going to go into the container and then choose the first container and then also give it a 35. Okay, now with this one, let me see. The second container is 20, so I'm going to say maybe 15. And then with the third container also, I'm going to give it like a 15. Okay, so this is what perfect. But I'm sure this one is 15, 15 is 30, and this one is 35. So let me just increase this one to, instead of 15, 15, I'm going to increase it to let's say 18, and then the third one also to 18. Yeah, so this will be fine. And then we do the same thing for the other containers also. So you can basically do everything, adjust it so that it will be visible at the viewport port. Okay, so that the side navigation will not cover your content. Okay, so basically make sure that everything fits perfectly well. So let's see this one also. This one is also 35. Now with this one, I think we give it 15. I'm going to give it 18, and then I'm going to give this one also 18. Okay, so this one is also perfect. Now this one is also 35, and this one is also 30, so I'm going to give this one also 35, and then maybe give this one also maybe 40 is too much, so I'm going to give it like a 38. Then let me give it a 40. Yeah, 40 is quite okay. So guys, I'm done. I'm going to update it like this, and then I'll come to the the front end, and then I'll refresh it, and I see if all the changes that we've done has taken effect. So as you can see, everything is working perfectly well. Everything is nicely aligned the way we want it. Okay, so as you can see, everything is perfect. So now we have our sidebar, sticky sidebar navigation working perfectly. Now if I click on about, you have to move me to the about. If I click on services, it also move me to the services, and then if I click on portfolio, it goes testimonial, it goes, and then also contact, it also goes. So basically that is how you can be able to add a sticky sidebar navigation to your website or WordPress website using Elementor for free. Thank you for watching. See you in the next video. My name is Kobe. Please don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel so that we grow together. See you. Bye bye.